morning, everyone. Bill and Carrie here with KB Tricks.
Hello.
Where are we at, hon? What are we doing?
We are just south of Hastings. We are at the Little Log House Pioneer Village. We are here for the Antique Power Show.
You have no idea how many attempts it took us to say this. All right, we're just walking in, and they have a map here with some information on it. Wow, this is looking interesting so far. There's a lot of stuff going on in all kinds of directions. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, there's a lot here. We're gonna be here a while.
So we had not heard about this event before this week, and perhaps you haven't either. So why wouldn't people not know about this event? Because
this place is actually a private venue. It is only open the last weekend of July for this festival. So unless maybe we're not really from the area, so maybe you wouldn't know about it if you're not close by. But this is fascinating. That's where we came in. A first stop over here. We're gonna go check out some engines. This is building number 10, and they actually have an operation schedule. So you can't actually see this in action. We're kind of in between right now. It's about 10:15, so we kind of missed the one and a little too early for the next. So this is a Kenyon power plant. Not exactly sure if this is actually powering the property or how it's working. Next building is the Sawmill. In case you couldn't tell from the sun there. We got some more machines going on over here. Wow. I don't know what any of these do. Gonna take a minute here and look at the schedule events on that sheet of paper we got when we walked in. It's got the times and locations for demonstrations. On the other side is a map, and if you look at this, it's actually a pretty extensive venue here, so we could be here for a while. Looks like a lot of fun. This is the back side of a sawmill, and they'll have demonstrations back here throughout the day. You can see the different processes of how they make things. Like it looks like back here they're making planks of wood, or how they would cut those. Back here they got all kinds of machines for different purposes. They do have some signs. This is like a well pump, but they do have signs that will tell you what everything is. This one is a model of a hay baler, and you can see how they would bale hay. Then you can actually buy these small ones. Look like they're $3 each. We're gonna go into this machine shed, and there's a bunch of vendors in here selling items. Not really going to highlight anything in here in particular, but it's a fun little venue in here where you can get some collectibles, antiques, handcraft type things. Good place to come check out. Kind of behind where all those machines are, and they have a log cabin back here, and this just looks wonderful how they did this with all the hostas. It looks like there's a fountain back there, or a water wheel. We're going to go in and check out this little log house. Oh wow, look at this. This is it's just one room. There's a lot going on here. This is an old pantry. Just interesting to see what used to be in these. There is an upstairs area we cannot go into. I'm assuming that's where the bedrooms are supposed to be, or the beds I should say. And other look of the room down here. According to the sign, this is the little log house that gave the Pioneer Village its name, Little Log House Pioneer Village. Just walking out of that cabin, and these are the gardens adjacent to it. Just very beautiful and expansive here. I'm wishing. No singing.
Looks really pretty. They got a water wheel going on over there. I'm not sure if it's supposed to power anything or not. Often it would be a mill. We've never been here before, so we don't know if like there's a pattern really to go look at things. So it's really easy for us to just kind of go, ooh, let's go that way.
We keep finding shiny things.
Shiny things. So I guess we're gonna go back this way to see what we missed. We're gonna poke our head into this Victorian style, I guess, type house.
Hall house.
Hall house. Oh, that's neat. You can, there's like a bar in here. You can go up to the bar and get some root beer.
Ice cold root beer and ice cold water.
Where you gonna know what's out?
Got some reenactors here.
You don't know what you're missing. I'll be back with the law.
Where are we headed to, hon?
We are headed to find seats for the tractor parade.
Got the parade coming through, but this is like a pre-parade almost. Or maybe this is the beginning. Not sure yet.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 2 of this edition of Little Log House Antique Power History Show. We're ready to start our Saturday parade. We have the World War II military reenactors. I believe they have an official 48-star flag that would have been used in both World Wars and Korea.
Alright, so here's the beginning of the parade. Started by some World War II reenactors. What's interesting is the announcer is talking about the vehicles as they come by, giving a description of you know, things like who made them and the model information.
They don't just play football. They were here a long time ago, and they may have left the room stone up in central Minnesota.
We got some tractors, old John Deere's.
John Deere's WWII treads. We don't see too many of these. Dan Reese out of Goodyear, his WWII tread.
These are in beautiful condition.
At that time,
I don't know much about tractors and their models and everything. I just know that these are beautiful. These are in great condition.
I don't know who came up with so.
This one's awesome.
Get them off and get them early while they're here. And be sure to bring.
Homemade tractor, okay.
Interpreting it like a stick.
These are interesting. They have cultivators and planters on the back of them. This is Misville Fire Department, and they have some veterans. Wow, check out this beast coming in here.
It has the big tubular tank on the front. That is their interpretation of the radiator.
He is smoking.
In fact, we might have a little blow-by on the big Nova 45. We got the smoke coming out the radiator, but
okay, that's a radiator.
There's actually a street fluid on the front. They maybe have the hard.
Here comes another beast.
Both Mr. Hart
Wow.
and Mr. Carr, their name Charles. They got their start in Wisconsin, but they couldn't make it go, so they moved to Iowa. One of them.
Oh man, he has to steer really hard. This one like literally looks like a tank. So the tractor parade has been pretty interesting. We're going to have to duck out because we have a limited amount of town, and apparently there's a lot more to this town to go check out. What do you think of the parade?
It's very interesting. It's just kind of cool to see the, I mean, they have tractors from
like 30-60
over 100 years ago.
Yeah, it's really neat. I mean, just to see how the tractor has evolved over time.
This is the Eggerid house? Eggerid house. This is the entire thing. One thing, and there's, I'm sure upstairs is where the sleeping area is. So here's that one house we just looked into, the Eggerid house. I have no idea how to pronounce that. This like log cabin is the Grinstead house. Got some neat looking quilts on the outside. Oh wow, they got all kinds of quilts in here and patterns. Of course, there's going to be one that looks like Minnesota. That's awesome. Actually, if you like crafts, do not miss this building because there are some crafts that were in here. That's the Grinstead house, this log cabin. We're going to continue. Looks like they got a beer tent over here, and we're gonna, next building is the saloon. Who doesn't like a old-fashioned saloon? The saloon inside had the same stuff for sale that was at the tent next to it, so you can get some beer in there. We're going to go check out the lunch stand. We're gonna see if we can try to find some something to eat. We're kind of in an area here with a couple vendors. In the one stand here, some burgers, brats, and hot dogs kind of thing. We're still kind of figuring out what we want to eat, but we're just meandering right now. Gonna head I have no idea what directions are. This way. All right, here is the blacksmith shop. So they have some demonstrations going on over here. Poke our head in, see if there's anything happening.
So in there, it shows the history of the mill.
So that's some continuous demonstrations going on inside and also in these outside tents. Here's the general store. We're gonna wander around in there. And here we are inside the general store. See how things kind of used to be. General store was the place where you got a lot of your stuff, groceries and toys and all kinds of items like lanterns. This is beautiful. They actually have some Model Ts here. This is like a Model T club, and you can see their different cars that they have. They look similar, but they're different models. So the top speed for this Model T was 45 miles an hour, and it says downhill with the tailwind. Oh, so cool. Love it. Check out the green interior. And this model here, you can actually remove the roof, have a sunroof or open roof. I actually have like this little affinity, is that the right word, for Model Ts. I don't even know if Carrie knows this. I actually learned how to drive in a Model T.
Interesting.
Yeah, it wasn't a Model T, but it was a Model T.
Okay.
Of course, me learning how to drive in a Model T might explain why Carrie gets so frustrated when I drive. Like, you're going so slow. Speed up. What's your problem? We're along the street, completely opposite end from where we walked in, and there's a bunch of food vendors down there. There's a Euro station. Over there you can get some cheese curds, lemonade stand, and corn dog, all kinds of stuff along this way if you're looking for food. What did you find?
I got a Euro.
That looks good.
Yeah.
And I found cheese curd tacos. Got two different flavors here, pickle and box catcher. How much was your Euro?
It was $13.37 after tax.
Okay, and mine was 12 even for two tacos. All right, now that we got our bellies full and Carrie's no longer hangry.
Wasn't hangry.
Yet. We're gonna...
I was just getting crispy.
Just getting crispy. There's a few more buildings kind of over in this area that we're gonna go check out. Didn't see this before, but they have like a little mini golf course that you can play. That's right next to the general store. And there's a bounce house, bounce castle. We're gonna poke our head over here to this building. This is building number 24. It's a barber shop, but they're doing some remodel or something right now. Next to that is a schoolhouse. This is building 23, the country schoolhouse. Tiny. In here, there's a list of rules that female teachers had to follow if they wanted to have employment here. We'll read some of those. I just learned this the other day about schoolhouses. So I always had thought that schoolhouses were something like in the middle of a central area, like a town, and kids from all around went around. But depending on the size of the town, there could have been like a dozen schoolhouses that were just near farms, and almost the entire schoolhouse could have been just one or two families of all the children. Also, if you remember back then, a family on a family farm, they could have had, what, 12 children, something like that? So you could have had one farmhouse or one schoolhouse with just two families and maybe like 15 kids in there. By the way, in case you're curious, this is the hill that you had to walk both ways up to get to and from school every day. Our next building over that we're going to check out is going to have some livestock in it. Baby cows. Ducks and chickens. Oh, and I got some tiny little piglets over here. Okay, I found the goats. Next door they got some lambs. Next building going the way we are is a church. The sign that says it was built in 1892. It looks like it's all brick. I really like the look of this. I like brick buildings. Just poking our head inside. Just beautiful woodwork in here. So here's the church, and if you wanted to, you could actually get married at this church. And if you're going to get ready, over here is where you can get dressed as the bride and groom party. So if you see there's the groom suite, and there's the bridal suite over there to get changed. I don't know what a U.S. land office is. Okay, so this is for surveying lands. It was the office that they would have. So if you wanted to, you know, buy property or find where your property line was, they can do that for you. You can actually poke your head into all these little buildings. So that's like a telephone. Got a bunch of old telephones in there. Like I'm talking old school telephones. Jail, millinery. That's where you can get like hats and dresses. And like over here they have reenactors getting ready. They're gonna have a couple different shows. There's the times. So here's the jail. So like this jail was built in 1900. So it's kind of like what you saw in the movies, where it would just be like literally one box with bars on it. No town's complete without a print shop or a newspaper. So here's how they made old prints. Different machines from different time periods. You would use these block of letters. And then you put them on backwards, and then you can press them onto the paper. At a post office, you're technically not a town unless you have a post office. It's actually a federal law. And they need a lot because they didn't have a lot here that they would keep overnight. So this looks like it's supposed to be a shop where you can get some items. Perhaps you can order off a catalog. Oh, they got radios and record players and sewing machines in here. Oh, check out those old toasters. Over here's a lot of the tractors. A lot of these we saw in the parade earlier. There was one or two here. A lot of green paint. I didn't know that they had some classic cars here. These look very nice. And also, if you're familiar with the area, that is the actual sign for Cottage View Drive-In that closed a few years ago. And that's the sign that would welcome you in and tell you what movies were being seen. And if you're familiar from St. Paul, this is Porky's. It's closed down a couple years ago, but it looks like they moved the building here, and it also comes with their sign. Right underneath it is Mater and Lightning McQueen. Poking her head into Porky's. I'm not sure how if anything's changed because I never was here before. I really like looking at all these old signs. Some of them are neon. They have on display. They have everything here. This is crazy. And over here there's actually a railroad station. Here's a lot of those World War II era vehicles that we saw at the beginning of the parade. And we can get an up close look at some of these. These are just amazing. A lot of our what is now grandfathers or great grandfathers rode in these through Europe. This is a funny find that Carrie just found. This is a funny found Carrie just picked up. What is that?
It's prop money.
It's prop money.
Yeah.
Carrie thought like, oh, hey, we won the lotto. But it says like right here, movie prop use only and not legal tender. Crazy. I wonder where that came from. One of the events they have over the weekend, or at least they will tonight, is the tractor pull, which I believe is over in this area. It's kind of behind where the World War II bunks are. We kind of got to our stage of wandering around where we're just kind of trying to get to places that we have not seen yet. This kind of neat. They got a bunch of old Greyhound type buses. Oh, what did you get?
A root beer float.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Got them from the 4-H booth. $4. Not a bad deal.
No, not a bad deal.
And
for decent size.
Yeah, and that's a old train depot. Looks like they got a model railroad going inside. We're gonna make our way. I don't know where we're going. We're just kind of wandering.
I think we're going in the wrong direction.
Trying to make our way over to the World War II reenactment that's coming up in a few minutes. But on the way, there's some old school fire trucks. Those look really cool. But over here, this is a replica of the spiral bridge that they used to have in Hastings, in downtown Hastings, that you can actually walk across. This is much smaller than what it used to be, I believe. I don't remember the spiral bridge. It took it down long before I moved to Minnesota. Here come some of the World War II reenactors.
After we allow kids and any adult that has a little kid inside him still to go out and grab all the spent casings. So you guys get to take a little piece of this reenactment home with you.
Hey everyone, okay, so we made it home. We kind of screwed up, sorry, Bill screwed up. Working with a new camera and had some issues. We actually did shoot a final a wrap up at the Little Log
House Pioneer Village.
Sorry, that's kind of long. But before we give our final review there, we want to ask that you please do us a favor and subscribe. That's a YouTube thing, not a us thing. But please subscribe, and you can also hit notifications. But did we have a good time?
Yes, we had a great time. Lots of fun things to do, lots of good foods to eat, lots of shopping.
Yeah,
it was good.
They had everything there. It was crazy. I mean, you saw the video, like they had all these houses and antiques and classic cars and all that. It was crazy how much stuff that they had at this thing, and we had not heard about this village before or about this event, even though it's the 31st year. And part of the reason for that is
because it is only one weekend every year, end of July. It's the only time the place is open to the public. Otherwise, it is for private events only.
Yeah, it's too bad. They're hiding this beautiful village there with all these wonderful things there for just 3 days out of the year. But it was a great time. Will we do it again?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm hoping we can go next year.
Yeah, I would love to take
fun.
like our parents, because you know they kind of like some of that stuff too. Just so you are aware, it is very heavy cash needed. So we need the cash to pay to get in. They didn't take cards. A lot of the vendors only took cash. So keep that in mind. You might want to grab some cash.
They did have an ATM out front. So
a lot of ATMs actually. They have quite a few on the property. So, but we want to thank you for. Oh, what are the other details on this?
$10 admission. They do have a deal where you could buy like a weekend pass, which was $20, and that would get you in all 3 days. Parking was free. But yeah, that's kind of it.
Oh, they actually also had a shuttle from the parking area, like a tractor, so you could ride the tractor to the from the parking area and back and forth to get there. And they also had tractors on the property to get you around because it was so massive.
It's a very large property.
Yes, it was. But I want to thank you for joining us. I'm Bill.
I'm Carrie.
You've been watching KB Treks. Please do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe so we know you're out there and help the channel grow. And until next time, good luck and have fun.
See ya.
My electric bike.